The movie that proves the point of less is more. Think how much more could be.
It doesn't make more sense the second time. What?
Because you got 4 Christmases instead of just one.
Oh! Okay.
Well, welcome back to another unfortunate case of movie, soulmates, and the last unfortunate case of movie episode.
Mm-hmm.
We just watched 4 Christmases with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon.
So at least we're ending on a medium note.
Yes, something like that. It's a decent movie. I like it.
Yeah.
It's not something that immediately comes to me and says, "Hey, Christmas classic," but I like the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I have fun with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is fun. I think we both saw it in theaters individually. I
never saw it in theaters.
No?
No.
I thought you said you saw it with your significant other.
No, I saw the breakup with my significant other.
Oh, okay.
And then we broke up.
I made you realize some stuff. Okay, well, I saw this one in theaters with my significant other at the time.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Because your significant other at the time, I think, sucked.
What year was it?
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, yeah, probably.
It was released in 2008, so it's probably 2008 when you saw it.
Oh, yeah, okay. Woof.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. Woof.
Well, what did you think this movie was going to be when you first saw it? 4 Christmases.
All right, so I knew it was going to be that they were going to see both sets of parents and their spouses or significant others. But I didn't realize that, and I should have realized that it was going to be the moral lesson would be that you should embrace, marriage and love and blah, blah, blah. Because what does that have to do with the Christmas spirit? I don't know. I thought it was going to be more of a Christmas spirit story. I thought the families were going to all be fighting with each other and that, the couple was going to teach them how to get along. Because, in the first scene, the couple's really happy.
Yeah.
Right? So I didn't think that they were going to be the ones having to get taught a lesson.
I really didn't think that this was going to be a movie where in the end they're going to decide, oh, we're going to get married and have children after all, because we've learned from our experience that that's definitely an awesome idea.
Right. Today proved that.
That's definitely the worst thing you could possibly do, from judging by all your families that you've just, spent the day with.
Right.
And by the way, how unrealistic is that they spent time with all 4 families in one day?
Yeah, would you spend 45 minutes with each one?
How the hell are they getting through all that shit where they're installing a satellite dish on Dad's roof and then having fights in the same house and then going and putting on a Christmas play at the other place and having a big old prayer and eating session over at her mom's place and then playing games and crap over at his mom's house and then just spending more time at, her dad's house. That's a lot of shit to go through in one day. Realistically, you're maybe going to be able to hit 2 houses in one day.
You know what? You're making me realize something.
What?
And that means that all 4 of these or I guess 5 total, all 5 of these households have to be at least semi-local, right?
They have to be in order to pull this off.
So it's super unrealistic that just because they're avoiding Christmas by saying that they fly out of town, that somehow means that they're not going to drop by at unexpected points throughout the rest of the year, like nosy people sometimes do. So now it becomes really unrealistic that they've never met each other's families when they've been dating for, 3 years?
Yeah, they've been dating for a long time at the point of this movie.
Yeah.
So how are we supposed to believe that if they're driving on the freeway to get to their parents' houses, and they're doing this all in the course of one day, that they've never met their parents when their parents are local?
Yeah. If you're that desperate to pretend that these people don't exist, you guys would have moved. And you both would have been for it, and you clearly have the money to relocate, and that would be a great excuse to never see your families.
Just a dumb... when you get really down to brass tacks here, it's a dumb plot point. They really should have spent more time... They really should have spread the time out. I don't like these movies where it's gotta be, everything's done in one day. Dude, the whole plot about things getting done in one day is just an incredible amount of shit to pull off in one day.
Yeah, plus then you didn't get to spend enough time with each one of the families, right?
It's kind of like that movie Training Day with Ethan Hawke, I think his name is, and Denzel Washington. How unrealistic is it that they went through all that shit in one day in that movie?
Not very.
Just like here, it's completely unrealistic, so I don't even know why they're trying.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. I expect them to take a little bit more time on that. I also expected there not to be the marriage and kids plot point at the very end that gets shoehorned in.
Yeah.
Probably because a test audience said, "Oh, they didn't get married and have kids at the end."
Oh, God. So they had to call the actors back and shoot it?
Yeah, they probably had to call the actors back and film a little tidbit at the very end, which is probably why you just got Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn in a hospital room and the one reporter at the very end in that hospital room, and none of the other family members, who are all a bunch of star-studded cast members, because they couldn't get any of them back, couldn't afford them.
They just did a cameo, or not a cameo, like a overlay, like 1 year later.
Yeah, that's indicative that they were going to end the movie a little earlier. But then the test audience said, "Man, why didn't they have kids afterward?" And then the studio said, "All right, I guess these people want to see them have kids."
Yep, and that means that while they're at it, that they may as well leave it open for a sequel, which means that then you get the additional plot point of that means that they've learned nothing throughout the movie, because they clearly haven't seen their families since then if none of them knew that she was pregnant. Because then the joke at the end is that it's the same reporter who gave it away that they're not going away for the holidays, which is why they had to go to all 4 Christmases.
I don't even think it was the same reporter, honestly.
Okay, but it was a reporter.
Well, yeah.
Like, the same conceptual thing happened. The reporter comes in and gives it away, right? And then you get the same, like, Vince Vaughn stuttering situation.
I thought that was funny that they learned absolutely nothing from what they just went through. That was kind of hilarious, actually. Yeah. There's a time and a place for that kind of thing where you can't always pull off the "I didn't actually learn anything" bit. But if you do it after a lot of trials and tribulations, it can have a really funny way of punctuating the entire movie.
Yeah, it can. And I think they were trying to maybe leave that open for a sequel that would be like, now all 4 families are going to come visit you to see your baby at the same time when you're already overwhelmed with being new parents.
You know what other movie pulled off the "I learned absolutely nothing" plot point well in? What? Was Jingle All the Way, where at the very end, his wife asked, "If you went through all this for Jamie, what'd you get me?" And then he's like, and then it does the same zoom and bug eye moment that he did it earlier in the movie, where he realizes, "Oh crap!
Oh, I got my wife nothing. Let me run to the car, honey. I also left it at the office."
I'll be right back, sweetheart.
Yep. Oh God.
The office is really hustling and bustling today.
You're right. He did do that.
Yeah, that's another movie that's really got pulled off well. And so, there's good things and there's bad things about the movie. But I think this movie is a pretty solid 5, 6 out of 10. Yeah. Somewhere around there.
I'll give it even a 6.5.
Brad's bumbling.
Until you really start looking at it closely.
Yeah, Brad's bumbling is just kind of... Both the moments that happens in the movie, the way it's bookended like that, it's just hilarious. Like, this man cannot get a single sentence out.
Right.
When the reporter approaches him, he realizes he's live on TV. He's just stumbling, going, we take the trips.
He says half a sentence, and then another half of an unrelated sentence.
And then Kate has to jump in and finish his sentences for him because he's a bumbling idiot.
Right? Yeah, and she's just like, stop, honey,
and while we were watching this initial airport scene where they go to the airport and they find out their flight is canceled because of inclement weather. There was this funny point where I pointed out to Astrid here that Reese Witherspoon is very obviously on a box in the scene next to Vince Vaughn. Because, keep in mind, Reese Witherspoon's kind of tiny. She's like 5'2", maybe. And Vince Vaughn is a legit 6'5".
Yeah.
And when you see them next to each other on the box, they have her on literally 4 boxes, gift-wrapped boxes on the cover to illustrate how small she really is.
Yeah.
Even in heels right next to Vince Vaughn.
She's a tiny lady. Yes. Yeah, okay. And then I couldn't unsee it once you said that. Like, oh yeah, she's standing on a box, because it's like their faces aren't totally away from each other. It was like they were like this.
Yeah, it's hilarious because this is a real common trick in movies. They'll do like this medium close-up shot where when the camera faces them, you see Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn in the same camera frame, so she looks like she's maybe a little around shoulder height next to him. But then the camera goes around to a far shot at the back, and then you see that she's like at his chest, maybe.
Yep. Itty bitty.
And she's in huge wedges.
Yeah, for the whole movie, poor thing.
Oh, that poor woman. This is a real common thing that they do because one thing they like to do in movies and TV shows is they really try to cast actors and actresses that are around the same height for couples and stuff because it makes it so much easier to film.
Yeah.
So you'll get real short, male actors and real tall female actors, and they'll get paired together. And it's just easier that way. That way they don't have to put people on boxes and they don't have to put her on elaborate heels and stuff.
Is that why I haven't been successful in Hollywood?
See, you would probably get paired with a pretty short dude.
I'd have to get paired with a very short dude.
You would probably get paired with a guy who's no taller than like 5'6" or something.
Yeah.
Even I would be like too tall for you.
You would be.
Well, actually, on The King of Queens, you're about the same height as Leah Remini, and I'm about the same height as Kevin James. Okay. So it wouldn't be that bad.
Okay. He comes off very tall on that show, probably because she's so itty bitty.
Yeah, she's itty bitty.
Yeah.
And he's literally no taller than I am.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Legit. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. I mean, it's just funny that she is so much more confident, more competent in the way she speaks. She's much more well-spoken than Brad is. And, after this, we learn pretty soon that Brad's real name isn't Brad because they decide they have to go to their parents' houses for Christmas because their trip is effectively ruined.
Yes, and then the parents were watching the news, saw them get the interview, know that they're not going anywhere. So then they immediately call them like, "So you're coming up for Christmas, right?" And
then they realize, oh crap, we have to do it.
Oh boy.
We can't lie our way out of this one by saying we're going to inoculate children in some faraway country.
Right.
We're doing some other miscellaneous charity work. And right at Brad's father's house, we learn that his name is actually Orlando.
Because, get this, his parents named all of their children after the place where they were conceived.
It is hilarious the way that Brad is so much more, I don't even want to say refined, he's just normal.
Yeah.
He's not like a hoity-toity person or anything. He's just a guy who likes to go on vacations and do scuba and stuff.
Yeah, he does enjoy scuba.
Like this, his Kate should really take the hint and get him some scuba shit for Christmas.
She should.
Because it's very obvious this man is passionate about scuba.
Extremely passionate about scuba. Get the man some scuba gear.
The first thing he wants to do in every country they vacation to is go scuba.
Scuba.
And she's bitching about it, and he says, but the scuba is different here.
Yeah!
It's different everywhere.
Different reef, different fish, different water.
Like, get this man a book, get this man some, videos and books on, marine life, man.
Yeah!
He very obviously loves this shit.
He's missed his calling as a marine biologist.
Yes. Unfortunately, being a lawyer like him, I think he's a lawyer or something, they don't really go into what they do.
I think they do say he's a fancy pants lawyer.
Yeah, but they never show him actually doing any lawyer stuff because it's inconsequential to the plot.
Yeah. It's just one of his dad or whatever insults him like, I don't need no fancy pants lawyer paying for my cable.
Yeah. His dad played by Robert Duvall, who turns in a really nice performance, by the way. I can't complain about Robert Duvall at all.
Yeah, he was good in this.
Robert Duvall is pretty good in everything. He's a really great actor.
He is.
Actually, this entire cast is really star-studded, and I'm really impressed by what they got here. But Robert Duvall in that house turns out to be the most normal member of the family, besides Brad himself. Yeah. Because immediately what happens when he gets home is his brothers start kicking the shit out of him, like he just entered Fight Club.
Yes, apparently they're cage wrestlers, but they don't get paid. They just do it in someone's backyard.
And how are they semi-professional cage fighters if they don't get paid at all?
Because if they got paid, they would be professional.
Oof. Woof.
I guess there's no in-between in cage fighting.
What is their day job, I wonder?
Being on the toll.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know.
His brothers are played by, who's
Jon Favreau.
Yes, Jon Favreau, the director of Elf and Iron Man, by the way, who's a very accomplished actor in his own right. And then also Tim McGraw.
Right? Random.
Like, what the fuck?
Right? I would have expected maybe, like, Toby Keith to play that kind of redneck.
Yeah. But here we are. Tim McGraw's the other brother. Cool. Dallas, I think. Mm-hmm. And then the girl from, like, Eastbound and Down even shows up.
Yeah, okay. Playing about the same character.
Yeah, well, say whatever you want, but her name is Katie Mixon.
No, I'm not saying anything against her. I'm saying she plays a good redneck.
Well, it's probably because she is a redneck.
Mm-hmm.
Where is she from, by the way? She is from Pensacola, Florida. So, yeah.
Wait, Pensacola?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know if that's a rednecky area.
Florida is pretty rednecky.
Yeah, it kind of is.
I mean, if you've been there and you've gone outside the resorts like Universal Studios in Florida and anywhere else like that, it's pretty rednecky.
It's pretty woof. I took a Greyhound bus in Florida.
Like, I've been to Disney World, and Disney World is all things considered fairly classy. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's like, 5. Well, some things there are 4 stars. They got.
Okay, yeah, your trip to Disney World and my trip to Disney World were different.
Well, it's not my fault you and your group went to Epcot Center to drink when there's so much other shit.
I didn't go there to drink. I was 20.
Well, you went with them and they drank. So your trip sucked. My trip did not revolve around that, so my trip was awesome.
I spent the day going to find all the characters.
Well, all the that's actually really fun. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of character breakfasts and stuff there. There was like a Disney princess breakfast I went to when I was older, and like all the Disney princesses were kind of surprised to see me there, but also very happy.
I wonder why.
Because we got like a roll of photos that Astrid has seen before, and they all look like very happy to be hanging off my arm. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, thank God it's not a child.
Right, yeah, nice change from snotty children sneezing into their mouths.
Yeah.
Kids are horrible.
I think I hit on a few of the Disney princesses.
Okay. All right.
Which sounds like something I would do.
Yeah, that sounds very, like, pre-2010.
Yeah, that tracks.
We can't do any job without getting harassed.
I didn't harass him.
I'm kidding. Yes, no. For it to be harassment, it has to be unwelcome.
Oh, well, they seemed okay. Plus, I wasn't really aggressive.
Based on the pictures, they seemed very okay.
Yes. Like I said, I wasn't aggressive about it.
No. Yeah. No. Unlike Kate, little itty bitty Reese Witherspoon in this movie, who got very mad at one of the children.
Oh God, this scene was classic. Like, there's so many. All the scenes in this movie are really memorable.
Right? Like, it's a bad movie when you pick it apart, but like scene for scene, any one of these scenes are pretty hilarious.
The whole is greater than the parts, we'll say.
Aren't the parts greater than the whole?
Well, I guess the part. Either way, I think that the point is that when you pick it apart, it kind of falls apart. But when you put it all together,
okay, the whole
it's actually not that bad.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Okay.
She gets real pissed at her niece who steals
takes her pregnancy test.
Yeah, she steals a pregnancy test from her sister, played by Kristen Chenoweth, who. Okay.
Right? I'll give them, they managed to have Kristen Chenoweth in this entire movie without making her sing.
Yeah, which is actually it's a little disappointing because Kristen Chenoweth can really sing.
She really can, but I mean, maybe she's trying to be a regular actor.
Well, it doesn't hurt to be a regular actress every now and then, regular actor. And funny enough, they found the one woman in Hollywood shorter than Reese Witherspoon. And then they paired her with a mom who was like a foot taller.
Yeah, what was up with that?
Like, I'm looking at Jon Voight and Mary Steenburgen and I'm thinking to myself, how do these two have such short kids?
Right?
Because if these two had kids, they would both be like pretty tall here. Guys, are you thinking at all? It doesn't really matter because
Did she smoke while she was pregnant?
Oh, wow. You never know.
I don't know.
Mary Steenburgen, well, it's nice to see her regardless because she's great and everything.
She is. She's a gem.
Like, I don't know how they got all these people. It's wonderful to see.
They probably didn't read the script first.
Much like movie 43, right?
They got a couple star-studded people to sign on, and then everybody else just heard the cast, and they're like, yeah, cool, we're in.
Yeah, they probably just heard, oh, Reese Witherspoon's in. Oh, Vince Vaughn?
Yeah,
well, all
okay.
right.
All right.
I'm down. They're both hot right now.
And then they read the script, and they were like, oh.
Vince Vaughn's career's kind of cooled down a little bit over the years, even though he's still doing some nice stuff here and there.
Yeah, I think he's producing, though.
Yeah, he's producing, but he's also starred and stuff. If you look at his filmography, he's just, he's still doing stuff. I think one of the things is that he got married back in, like, 2008 or so, and he's had a kid or two.
Oh, yeah.
So he's probably taking it easy, trying to maintain his family and all that. Like, he met someone after he broke up with Jennifer Aniston. Because they went out for, like, I don't know, maybe a year or something.
Yeah. Oh, good for him.
But yeah, he's still working. Don't worry about him.
Yeah, no, he's doing fine. He's great. Unlike Kate, who, as we said, her niece steals her pregnancy test, so she's chasing after him. She chases him into a bounce house.
Yeah, just a dirty-ass bounce house
Right,
filled with rotten, stinky kids.
Right, who are probably jumping around in their bare feet, because kids are gross.
And then they're beating the crap out of her and stuff.
Right.
Like, who does that? What kind of discipline are these kids getting ever?
Right? Apparently none. And then eventually she snaps, and she starts, like, chucking them across the bounce house.
I'm not even an advocate for corporal punishment. I'm looking at these kids thinking they need a beating with a hickory stick.
They need a season's beatings.
They need season's beatings. They need to get their halls decked.
Oh, no. Krampus needs to come and scare them straight.
Yeah, Krampus needs to come. He's got to cut himself a switch. He's got to give him a whooping. He's got to throw them in his sack and shake his chains.
You're terrible. He's terrible.
I am a huge advocate for Krampus.
You are, though.
Krampus is necessary for Christmas.
Okay, that's a different discussion.
I think that in every discussion of Santa Claus, there should also be Krampus.
Okay.
Coal isn't enough. Krampus needs to come.
Okay.
No good?
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that in France, his name translates to Father Whipper.
Good!
Because, like you said, he cuts himself a switch and he beats the kids with it.
Yeah.
And so all his drawings, he's got a big switch.
Yeah, he whoops the naughty kids.
Yep.
You better be good or else.
Yep. So she whoops all the naughty kids. She's chucking them around the bounce house until she gets to this girl who starts climbing the bounce house to get away from her. So eventually she's like, she had told her it was a magic marker. And she's like, that marker in your mouth? I peed in it.
Oh, that child is never going to live that down.
Right?
She's going to be sick for a while, maybe.
Yep, she starts spitting. Man, so she probably could have gone that route before she started throwing children, but I think she wanted to get a little bit of rage out.
Yeah, I don't blame her for tossing children on their heads.
Yeah. It's a bounce house. If you're ever going to throw a child, that's the place to do it.
Honestly, I think she took it too easy on them.
You really think that? I feel like someone that landed on their heads.
I maintain what I say.
I'm kind of impressed she could throw those kids.
I wanted her to go all Tyler Perry on them.
Oh my god, you want her to go full Medea?
Yeah.
Throw them off the roof?
I'm not gonna lie, I wanted her to go full Tyler Perry on their asses.
Oh no. Oh, no. Well, good thing she didn't, or we wouldn't have had the rest of the movie.
Yeah, probably not. She probably would have gotten arrested.
Right? Because her family's a little more sane than his family.
Mm-hmm.
Even though her mom is dating this, like, megachurch preacher.
This megachurch preacher, played by Dwight Yoakam.
Right, who's not who I would have expected to play that kind of character, but he did well.
Yeah, he worked. I really liked him in this part in a way that, in a kind of like, I love to hate him kind of way.
Yeah, it is like, and I don't know how to say this without sounding like a bitch, but, like, I don't look at him and see, like, charming.
Well, he's not a charming man. He's not a handsome man. So he's got to play to his strength, which is, sleazy bastards.
So, so he played it sleazy, and he did it really well.
Yeah, like he is what he is. He's like Clint Howard.
Okay.
Clint Howard can't play the romantic lover.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
So he's got to play a bunch of other sleazy parts. Even though Clint Howard's a very nice man.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm sure Dwight Yoakam's a perfectly nice man too, but it is what it is. And he plays it well, just like he played it well in Sling Blade, you know?
He did a great job. So he's got this Christmas play going. And I don't know why they didn't actually have, like, a real cast going on. Like,
I think they did have a real cast. The thing is that the two people they were supposed to have wound up sick after they got food poisoning.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
So they had to get two new people last minute to be Mary and Joseph.
Yeah. So they get Brad and Kate.
And
right?
Kate's mom volunteers Kate, and then she makes Brad be Joseph because she doesn't want to go up there by herself.
Yes, because she gets stage fright apparently.
She gets stage fright compared to the guy who froze in front of a TV camera.
Right? Okay, yeah. For a man who is consistently bad in front of a camera, he is really good in front of a live audience. He ate that shit up. He loved it.
Yeah, I think he particularly enjoyed haranguing his girlfriend.
Yeah! Dude should do stand-up. Men love ragging on their wives. And that's what he did, because poor Kate, in her stage fright, she forgot her lines.
And so he takes the initiative and just hams it up in the most awkward, ham-fisted delivery in the movie, where he says, "This child is a blessing to the both of us.
Yeah.
Glory to God."
Yeah, he's really bad, but he's loving himself. Like, he's feeling himself. And he's like, luckily I memorized both of our lines. Like, as though he's saving the day.
"We shall name the child Jesus."
Right? And he's taking it really seriously. Like, backstage, like, when she's getting dressed, he's like, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Like practicing.
Like he's getting ready to perform Shakespeare or something, dude.
Yeah, who do you think you are?
Like, you're not on Broadway, Brad.
Right? And I'm pretty sure he took her headband, because she didn't have nothing to keep her veil on, and he took her swaddling cloth.
Yeah, he had her swaddling cloth just hanging off his belt the entire play.
Right.
And she couldn't swaddle the baby properly.
Yeah.
This fat little baby that she was holding in her arms.
Yeah, this baby was a chunk monster.
This baby got fed a little too well.
This baby's eating good.
No great surprise that she went to the manger and the cloth that was in there was way too small for this baby.
Yeah, it was like a washcloth, and she's like, I can't even make a tiny diaper.
You gotta get a whole bath towel for this baby. So they had a cloth hanging off of Brad's belt that he didn't realize was on him, and she's like, "I can't swaddle the baby."
Right,
Brad,
right.
You have the swaddling cloth, she
right.
kept saying.
Yeah.
And he just couldn't hear because he was too busy hamming it up.
I don't even know if he couldn't hear her, if he was just into his moment and he didn't care anymore because he thought he had a better idea. And then he's like, "Mary is an unfit mother, give me that baby, I shall swaddle our Lord."
This baby's life is a danger.
Right.
He's improving.
It was horrible. The audience loved it. They
loved it just because he was, giving Mary a bunch of crap.
Yup. Christmas spirit is all about harassing women.
Ugh.
Oh, dear.
Well, eventually he does swaddle the baby and has his big moment.
Yes,
And then they go about their way to his mom's house, where it's really weird there.
Yeah.
Because his best friend is married to his mom now.
Yeah.
And the Brad does not approve.
No. No, he doesn't. He's like, you can't be best friends with me and have sex with my mom.
And what's really fucked up is like his best friend here, his former best friend, is acting like his dad.
Yeah.
Trying to call him sport and slapping his legs like he's a little kid and trying to offer him gas money and shit.
Yeah, like he thinks he's like still some adolescent who needs fatherly advice and whatever. And it's like, have they even been married that long?
Like, dude, just act normal. Don't act like a 50-year-old man when you're very obviously half that age.
Yeah, when you're the same age as me and we probably grew up together.
Yeah, in fact, they did grow up together. He said, we grew up together. We rode bikes together.
Yeah.
We played games together.
Uh-huh.
But now you're married to my mom, and I'm not okay with that.
Yup. And he was refusing to get the hint. He's still trying to play stepdaddy, and he's like, let's play some board games or whatever the hell.
Oh, God. Yeah. The thing is, for each of these houses, Brad and Kate would send, they sent gifts, these short notice gifts to all these houses.
Yeah, because they hadn't intended on being there.
So at one house, they got an Xbox for the kids, even though there was a $10 spending limit that they didn't know about.
Yeah, guess which house that was?
Yeah, that was his dad's house. And then, the kids of one of his brothers, they said, "Why don't you love me, Daddy?"
Right? Santa's gift better be awesome. And Brad's like, pretty sure Santa's gift's gonna be around the $10 limit, too.
What, is Santa cheap like my daddy?
Right? This kid just tore his dad a new one. Nobody will read you like children.
Oh, God. Friggin' Brad, he just exposed that Santa wasn't real so casually.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, Brad, but you were a kid once. How do you not know about what age kids stop believing? How could you not tell that at least one of those children was definitely still within the believing age?
Both those kids were not older than like 10 years old.
Yeah, come on.
One had to have been around 8 or 9. The other one looked like he was about 5.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the 5-year-old definitely still going to be a believer. If the kid's like 8, maybe 9 or 10, it's going to be on the fence. Probably not. But the 5-year-old, definitely.
You never know when kids are going to stop believing in Santa Claus. So
I assume by middle school, somebody has explained it to them just because of a bullying factor.
Yeah.
But up through elementary school, yeah, it's belief is open season. Go for it.
That reminds me of one of my math teachers in like 7th grade who was disappointed in the grades for us, and he said to us, "If you don't get these grades up, Santa's not going to come." And I'm just looking around
to a bunch of 12 to 13-year-olds.
To a bunch of 12 to 13-year-olds. I'm just looking like, dude.
Oh, you're teaching.
We'll call him Mr. Johnson just so for his anonymity.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm just like, dude, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah.
No. Come on, man. You've been teaching how long? And he's not like a young teacher either. He's a pretty old dude.
Yeah, that's no good.
Ultimately, he's a very nice man, but I don't think he was very in tune with the fact that a bunch of teenagers probably don't believe in Santa Claus anymore, man.
Probably not. There's that age where if they haven't figured it out on their own, you got to tell them it's really more about the spirit of the season. Santa Claus isn't all of us, rather than letting them go up into like middle school.
Santa Claus is more of a feeling. Huh?
Yeah, that's the phrase. Santa Claus is a feeling.
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed the whole Santa Claus crap when I was young.
Me too.
Everybody enjoyed it. Well, I guess if you don't get anything, then you might not enjoy it so much because it feels like Santa doesn't love you.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
There's a whole big thing where we like to say, your cheap stuff should come from Santa and your good stuff should come from you.
Yes, because I think that's how I figured out that Santa's not real is because we moved to like a more well-off area and we didn't have the same income stream, and I was getting some things from Santa and these kids were getting other things from Santa. Yeah, these kids were getting like obnoxious shit from Santa. Right. And then it's like, and I wasn't like mad about it. I wasn't like these kids, like Santa doesn't love me, my mom doesn't love me. I was just like, Santa's not real.
People who are doing a little better, maybe they don't realize this the sort of thing is.
They haven't had to consider it before, which I get. But
it's just a thing, like, if you're going to get something cheap, make that from Santa and make the expensive stuff come from you.
Yeah. Let Santa stuff the stocking.
So, yeah, Santa can stuff the stocking. You can get, maybe a couple of other little trinkets, maybe.
Yeah. Some clothes, that sort of thing. The kind of, yeah.
But, if you get a bunch of expensive crap like, a PS5 from Santa, the poor kids are probably going to figure it out pretty quick.
Yeah, electronics, most of your electronics, if you're getting your kid an iPhone or a TV or any kind of video game console or like a $60 video game, don't make it from Santa. If it's going to be more than like 40 or $50, don't make it from Santa.
Yeah. Just a little thought about that.
Yep.
So,
for those of you who this year actually can afford something more than $50, I think this year a lot of people are going to be in the same boat.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to be hurting this year, and it really sucks. Mm-hmm. So, best of luck, I guess.
Yeah. So, but for those of you who are fortunate enough to not have to tighten your belts this Christmas, consider everybody who has.
Yeah. Well, like we were saying, Kate and Brad, they're sending gifts to all the houses, and one of the gifts that they send to his mom's house is like this board game where it has a buzzer and you try to identify a subject that they name without... you describe a subject to the person... I'm forgetting the name of this game.
I'm forgetting it too, and I had it as a kid. It's a poor kid game. I definitely had it.
Yeah, it's a real common game. I'm forgetting the name of it right now.
It's a good camping game.
But you're supposed to try to... describe a subject without using certain words.
Yeah.
And then the person you're describing it to has to name what it is.
Yeah.
And
it's like that pyramid show.
Yeah. Like, it's pretty much exactly that.
Yeah. Now,
Kate is not real great at the game. And Brad keeps trying to explain it to her, even though I think she understands what it is.
Yeah. Because what it is her sister or whatever, or his, I don't know, one of their siblings goes first.
His brother.
His brother goes first. Okay, I'm sorry. They all fucking look kind of alike.
They don't look alike at all. What kind of shit is that?
And they're just unmemorable. All these performances look alike.
Jon Favreau is unmemorable with that hillbilly wife of his in this movie?
Oh, yeah, the pregnant lady. Okay.
Like
all right, I take it back.
They're so horny for each other.
All right, I take it back. I take it back.
He is just staring at Brad this whole time, not looking away.
Aggressively eating something and looking at him, right?
Just
he was eating chicken.
Eating chicken wings, just aggressively looking at Brad like, turn the clock over.
Right, yeah. Like, and he's like, don't you want to quit eating before you play? And he's like, you worry about yourself.
And then his wife starts describing it, and he gets it like that.
Yeah, because what it is they're describing, like, inside jokes with each other, or, like, what's the last thing you ate off of me, sort of, like, sex inside, stories and jokes, and they're killing it, right?
That was like his mom and his stepdad, though.
Okay, they did it, too, and they were really good at it.
Yeah, they did all right, but these two, the hillbillies, killed it.
They killed it, right? And so then when it's Kate and Brad's turn... they're like, she's like struggling to find inside like things or things from her childhood, and then she's realizing he doesn't know any of that because they don't share things with each other.
What really kills me is that this game kind of reminded me of a game that we played with her brother and his ex-girlfriend.
Oh, don't hold my poor brother out on the stream.
I'm not gonna hold him out. I'm just gonna say that we played this game, and I really hope that this game that we played with them wasn't the reason that they broke up.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Hopefully not.
Because, we were doing it was kind of like the Hillbillies, where we were getting everything right. We
killed it.
And they were a little bit like Brad and Kate.
Yeah.
C'est la vie.
Yeah.
But that's what this really reminded me of.
Yeah.
Playing the Newlywed Game.
Yeah, just don't play that game. It's just bad.
Yeah, I don't recommend playing it if you're a couple of couples going out. Yeah, do something a little bit more lighthearted.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna say, unless you really don't really care about how it turns out, because you're, that confident. Or you just never plan on getting married, so you're never gonna be newlyweds.
Yeah, that's
it can be a relationship ender.
That pretty much describes us. Never getting married.
Team government single.
Oh. Had to choke that one down.
So the mom, despite really understanding how to, play it, she didn't get how the buzzer worked, because there's a buzzer that you use when you say one of the, like, buzzwords, one of the keywords that you can't say when you're trying to describe this word.
Yeah, she doesn't understand that Brad is allowed to say those words, whereas Kate cannot say the words because she is the one with the card.
Yeah, the one with the card can't say them. The one guessing can say them. And every time he said one, though, she'd just buzz the crap out of him.
Like, his mom is super dense. My God.
And then every time he would try and explain that she can't do that, she'd buzz him for criticizing her. And I could, okay, in the funniest, best way possible, because I love my mother, I could see her having a blast doing that to us. Be like, if we're irritating her, be like, bzz, shh, bzz, bzz, stop talking, bzz, you are buzzed.
Yeah, your grandma might do that too.
She would! Oh my God! Yes!
Let's never play this game with them.
My grandma would be like, religious TV's coming on.
She really watches a lot of Catholic TV.
She does.
Well, I suppose now's about time for our Amazon reviews.
Hey!
So let's go see what the people have to say about good old Four Christmases. As always, we collect 3 5-star reviews and 3 1-star reviews from Amazon.com. And our first 5-star review comes from TR, who says, "A simple but beautiful story. The beauty in all mankind is that we carry on this in our soul, but fail to acknowledge or recognize this. Take time to watch this. It just may burnish off some of the barnacles of what is truly good about life." A solid meditation, TR. Thank you.
Did TR watch the same movie?
I don't know. He's probably high.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is Four Christmases, not It's a Wonderful Life.
Most of these people are probably high when they watch this.
Okay.
You probably don't go.
We got nothing better to do than sit at home and get high.
They probably. Let's just say this: you probably don't go and write reviews on Amazon Review if you're not high.
Fair point, though.
Our next review comes from Angela, who says, "It's too bad in that department. Mm-hmm. Too cute. I never watched it until now, fearing an excess of potty humor. But it's too bad in that department. Cute entertainment."
Okay, why would she make that the title, though? What? What? And also, you didn't watch a whole movie because you're afraid of too much potty humor? Is Vince Vaughn even known for potty humor?
Not really.
Because Reese Witherspoon definitely isn't. And I don't think any of those other actors are either.
Well, Vince Vaughn was in Old School, but he wasn't really doing potty humor.
Yeah,
in that
I was
movie.
gonna say that was like raunchy, but they weren't. It wasn't poop jokes; it was sex jokes, right?
Yeah, he was mostly just. Yeah, he wasn't really doing a lot of potty humor even in that.
Yeah, I say it's not like it was Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
That movie.
That had some potty humor.
The Harold and Kumar movies are so terrible.
They're so funny, though. You know it.
They're okay.
They're hilarious.
Our last 5-star review comes from Lo, who says, "Hilarious."
Never think people can't be two things, because one of those dudes went into politics.
Yes, I remember.
Okay, hilarious. This movie is hilarious. A new Christmas classic. However, there is a scene that implies they have sex in a public bathroom, and a scene that says there is no Santa Claus, so not for little kids.
It is PG-13.
Yeah. So maybe just don't take your little kids to go see an adult movie.
Maybe don't take your little kids to go see a PG-13 movie.
I love how they lump those two things together, and there's then nothing else in this movie, I guess, that they have a problem with.
You know, what kills... Yeah, I know.
And the throwing the kids around.
What kills me is that there exists a rating system, and then people bitch that this movie isn't for kids. Like, the rating system exists for a reason.
Right.
It's not PG, it's PG-13, and it's PG-13 for a reason. Because of stuff like that.
Right? It's like people who take their kids to those stand-up comedy shows, and it's like, you know this isn't for kids, right?
It's like people who want to take their kids to see Deadpool.
Oh, yeah! They made, like, PSAs, basically, that were like, don't take your kids to see Deadpool.
Like,
This is
dude,
grown-up time.
they're like, dude, it's rated R.
And then we went to go see it, and there were kids there.
Yeah, we went to see it, there were kids there, and then, like, there were parents bitching about how naughty the movie was.
Yep.
And then we're just sitting there going, yeah, we know it's naughty because it's rated R.
Yep.
And it has Ryan Reynolds in it.
Yep. Ryan Reynolds, you're a real hit or miss, but that was a funny movie, and you should just retire on it.
It's pretty much his magnum opus.
Yeah. It's his only opus.
That's why I called it his magnum opus. There is Just Friends, which I've watched every day for 2 weeks.
Woof. That's your fault, man.
I don't know why I did that.
Look, those are the two things low. Zeroed in on, though. Sex in a public bathroom. No Santa Claus to little kids.
Well, let's go on to our 1-star reviews now and see what the dissenting opinions have to say.
Okay.
Okay, our first review comes from Gigi, who says,
Hey! No, you did let me read one. We're good.
awful, horrid, repulsive, inane. This is by far one of the worst movies we've ever seen.
What that?
From the opening scene, we knew we were in for some serious stupidity. First of all, any man who calls a woman a bitch or a slut is a vile POS. And any woman who then sleeps with him is pathetic and gross, whether the words were said in jest or not.
That's just judgmental.
Okay, Moonbat, they were role-playing.
Right? Yeah, I was real mad. I'll give him. I was real mad in that first scene, too, and then it's like they live together because they're just role-playing, which is a little weird, but to each their own.
I assume if he went over the line, she would have said something.
Yeah. Yeah. Mistletoe, she would have said. That was their safe word.
Yes, that it was. And he cried it several times, but he never got to go home.
Nope.
Womp womp. Every character is dumber and more over the top than the next. And Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon are the most annoying, boring, foolish couple ever.
Wow.
Yes, having a baby will certainly fix this broken and dysfunctional relationship, right? Good grief.
Wow.
Hard pass. I usually like these actors/actresses, but this movie was an insult to my intelligence.
Okay.
This person sounds like a hit at parties, guys.
Right? Yeah, I bet you're real intelligent.
I bet she's about as fun as a kick in the nuts.
21 people found that helpful. Why?
He, she, they, I don't know what they are. They don't say. Doesn't matter.
It really doesn't.
And our next 1-star review comes from Alex, who says, dumb movie. This movie is supposed to be funny because it is liberal left successful couple forced by fog to visit their redneck roots in flyover country. The only good performance is by Robert Duvall as the family patron. If you really believe deplorables are idiots, you'll love this show. Otherwise, don't bother.
What?
What the fuck is he going on about?
Alex, was this... Wow, okay. Which Alex was this written by? Alex Jones? Jeez.
What the fuck is it with these people raving about deplorables and the liberal left?
Why did 11 people find that helpful?
There was hardly any... There wasn't really any political bent in this movie. Everything was presented from a pretty conservative perspective.
Right? Yeah. They literally got married and had kids in the end the way the conservative family wanted.
Like, what the fuck is right enough for you? The Handmaid's Tale, dude?
Right? Yeah. Whew.
All right, our last 1-star review comes from BET, who says deserves an R+ rating. Horrible.
What the fuck is an R+?
Probably NC-17.
What? PG-13? Hell no. Watching this on a recommendation with my husband and kids. Thank God we didn't watch as planned on Thanksgiving with friends, too. The language alone should have rated it R. The sex could have pushed it higher.
What sex?
Was this produced by Harvey Weinstein? That's a terrible joke. It was horrible acting, dialogue, and content. I was mortified watching it with my kids.
Jesus Christ. Well, it was PG-13, dingbat.
Oh my god. There was no sex being shown.
There was like the one scene at the beginning of the movie where she's like spider monkey on him in the bathroom, and that's about it.
Yeah, but they weren't like naked.
No, they weren't naked. They were just. They were just.
Yeah, there's no like softcore stuff going on.
There's not even that. They don't bang at all in the movie.
There's not even any nudity.
No, this person's.
I don't think there's butts.
This person's a tight ass.
Yeah, wow. You don't even like implied sex.
This person sucks.
How do you think they made the... So then they could have had none of those sex scenes and then they have a baby in the end and they'd be like, there's implied sex. Rate this R+.
Yeah, it's really implied that they had sex.
Plus for extra sex.
What, do they think the stork brings babies?
Yes. Their parents also didn't tell them yet that Santa's not real.
Well, Amazon reviews, everyone. We got some real tasty opinions on this one. Jesus Christ.
Thank you.
That was a good final review. Might as well go out with a blast, right?
These are adults writing these things.
Yes, these
are real opinions that real people have.
These are voters.
Yeah, and their shit counts for the same as ours. Woof.
Well, what'd you learn from this movie, do you think?
Don't base your happiness off of others. Because it'll lead you to do things that you don't want to do, like get married and have a baby that you can't return because the return policy on babies is terrible.
Yeah, most of the rules are on just leave them at a fire station.
Right? Or go through a bunch of fees to adopt them out, and then it's like, you can't return what they've done to you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I learned that swaddling cloths are not one size fit all.
No. I hope that baby was a C-section. Wow.
Woof.
Oh. I learned you can improv the birth of Jesus play. That was such a fat baby.
I know.
It was all cheeks.
I learned that Dish is much better than just basic cable.
Yes. Yes.
Why would he get his dad a satellite? Dish sucks.
Why would you try to install it yourself? Don't you need, like, the cables that go with it?
This is 2008. Didn't they have flat screens by then?
I wouldn't have had one.
At the very least, it's not like his dad lives, like, so far off in the brink of non-civilization that he couldn't just get his dad a cable box for Christmas instead.
Yeah, and he probably would have been more comfortable with that.
Cable TV is much better than Dish. Dish sucks, dude. No, thank you.
But it's not as showy.
Oh, it's not as showy,
And he was trying to get him a showy gift.
Oh, yeah, well, Dish is bullshit.
How do you really feel? The man hates Dish.
Dish sucks. I'm sorry. This movie showed it all too well.
You're hilarious.
Did you learn anything else from this movie?
Yeah, I learned that if you're not going to tell your family something, don't tell the news.
I learned that if you're going to smoke with one child, you might as well smoke with the other two. That way they'll be the same size.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Or if you're stepping out, make sure you step out with the siblings, too. So you don't end up with, like, one really tall and one really short kid.
Well,
life lessons.
Life lessons for 4 Christmases, everyone. So what's your final rating, do you think?
I'm going to give it a bunch of badly behaved kids, a bounce house that I'm not even sure was Christmas themed, some stellar semi-pro wrestling moves, and an undeservedly star-studded cast.
I'm going to give it some baby milk puke.
Oh, yeah. He could not handle the smell. It's in my mouth. Oh. See, at that point, you know he wanted to return that baby.
You want to just
put it back.
Throw it away and get a new one.
Put it back.
I'll give it a flashlight for Christmas.
Okay.
And,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
$10.
Yeah. And then finally, I will give this, a stray pop brownie.
That's a good rating.
Don't eat that. It's one of my grandma's special brownies.
Yeah.
One of Grandma's special brownies.
Grandma's special brownies. Yep.
So yeah, this is a fun movie. I
It's fun.
think you'll have a lot of fun with it if you watch it.
Go see it. Yeah.
It's got like 25% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's a little harsh, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is not going to be like one of the finest movies ever made, but you're definitely going to have some laughs because there are a lot of memorable scenes in this stupid movie.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, don't assume that you're gonna get some big moral lesson. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the individual scenes.
No, you're not really going to learn any moral lessons. The most moral lesson you're going to get from it is probably from the scene with John Voight at the end.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where he realizes, it's not really, it's about, I guess Christmas is about spending time with the ones you love.
Yeah.
Which is about the gist of it.
Right, yeah, there's that one sweet moment where he's, like, shocked that those two parents can be in the same room again.
So that's about the only real moral lesson in the movie. Other than that, yeah, it's not really going to deliver in that regard. So just have fun with it and have some laughs.
Yep.
And enjoy the compatibility of Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah, they're so cute together.
They are surprisingly good together. I would never stop and think, oh yeah, Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. Go for it.
Right?
But no, they work well together.
They really do.
Well, that's about it for this review, I think. I want to thank you for listening, and, well, I guess this is about it for this particular podcast, right?
Yep.
Yep. So, hope you enjoyed it, and, well...
I've had fun here.
Yeah, I've had fun, too. It's been nice doing it. We've at least given it, what, a year now?
Yeah.
And we've, churned out some pretty steady reviews over the time. I think they've all been pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what we're going to do next. But for all the people who were listening, thanks.
Yeah, it's been a fun ride with y'all. And I don't know how to express what it means that some of you have taken it with us.
I don't know. We don't really get many people saying anything to us.
Mm.
So it's just about...
I'm okay with lurkers.
Yeah, it's okay. But I think it's about time for us to go because there's just not enough action on all of our stuff right now. So we're going to try something new.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks again for watching and listening, whatever platform you're on.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows, maybe we'll see you again some other time.
I hope so.
Well, let's head out now. So, bye-bye.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.